Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to the very first episode of Here We Talk. Today I have a beautiful guest of mine who is my friend, Lindiwe Makanda. Thank you so much for agreeing to come here and, just talk about your story. And because here we say, here we talk. We are having the culture of talking about the issues that we meet in our lives, in our societies, and the things that affect our mental health. So before we get into a lot of things, I have just one or two icebreakers that I would want you. You pick up one paper, you read it out, and then you can give an answer on what it's saying.
Please go easy. Please go easy. Please go easy. What would you do if you had 25 hours in a day? 25 hours.
In an hour extra.
An hour extra. I don't know. Because each day comes with its own challenges. There are days when I wish, especially coming from school, there are days when I wish my kids, I would just have just a few more minutes.
To yourself or with them?
With them, yeah. Because when I come back from school, they'll be already asleep. And sometimes they want to tell me nice stories from preschool and stuff like that. There are days when I would maybe wish all of the last 1 hour, put them together, make it a day, create an extra day.
Okay.
Especially with my grandmother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, I just introduced you as Lindiwe Makanda.
Yeah.
And I really just like people to introduce themselves because then you know what you want us to know and what you want to put out there. So maybe you can just give us a little brief about who Lindiwe Makanda is.
Wow. Lindiwe Makanda is a wife, a mother of two, a woman that's after God's heart and really tries to push, especially for women, to find themselves so that they operate better for their own sake and, of course, for the sake of the people that are around them.
Wow.
Hence, I've got something going on called The Woman in Me, a woman of purpose.
The beautiful thing.
Yeah. That's me. She's a woman who is willing to learn, willing to make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, find herself as she goes, seeking God in everything. Yeah.
I love the way you put it. You are a woman who is learning. You want to have mistakes, learn from them, because I think in as we grow up and even in the world we are today, we've got a lot of perfectionism where we have no room for mistakes. There's no room to learn. You just have to have things going on, in the right direction. And it's a beautiful thing when you yourself put it out there that you want also to learn from the mistakes because we're human beings and mistakes are bound to happen. We cannot avoid them. All right. So the founder of Women in Me. Wow. Yes. Congratulations on that. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
All right. So today I know I'm going to go in a little bit about our journey as friends. I mean, we've been friends for like a decade plus.
Don't count.
A decade plus.
They will know our age. Don't count.
Known you. And you've also known me since we were single. We were clueless about life. We're trying to figure out things. And there was so much that was happening. And now you are a wife. You are a woman of purpose. You are walking in the direction where you want to be in life. You are a mother and you are a woman, a child of God. How's that going for you?
Like I said before, it's a journey. It's you learn as you go. You get some moments where you question yourself. Like, oh my God, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's such a beautiful thing. You're like, Yay, I'm so happy I made this decision. And then, especially having my first child, I said they don't tell us enough. They don't give us enough information.
Oh, they don't. They don't.
They just tell us have kids.
Yes.
And now that I have this child, oh my God. And then when I had my son again, the same feeling came back. Like, why? This time it was shifted to God.
Oh, wow.
Why would God trust me with a boy, with a child? Like, you also discover yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you realize, I'll do anything for this kid.
Wow.
And also the fact that you are living with this man, it's a beautiful thing. You're also discovering who he is, and he's also discovering who you are.
Yeah.
And then in that as well, you also realize you have certain insecurities about yourself.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So you go back and you have to work on your insecurities for you to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I think, especially when you don't work on your insecurities, you start, every individual or every lady that comes near him and says hi, you're like, that hi, was it really a hi? Or it was a hi?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know? So yeah,
and
it's quite a lot.
And there's this thing with insecurities. What you have in your mind is what you see.
Yes.
And you know, you are projecting thing of whatever is inside. That is exactly what you will see.
Insecurity makes a big fool out of you.
Wow.
If you don't deal with it.
That's true.
And these are some of the things that I think when you are single, you need to work on it.
Yeah.
You need to work on yourself before you say to this person, this mother's son, I will take you in. I will let you invade my safe space.
Yeah, yeah.
I will let you be my friend. I will let you be my priest.
Yeah.
My pastor. My lover.
Yes.
These are certain areas that boundaries are not really so much respected because you're trying to build a friendship that is strong.
Yeah.
And there's nobody who wakes up and says, I want to get married, and then maybe after 2 months I'll get divorced.
Yeah, yeah, true.
You always aim for a lifetime.
That's so true.
And for some things, yes, you discover yourself as you go and you learn yourself as you go, but there's certain fundamental things that you need to get over yourself. So that you can build a forever type of thing.
Wow. You know, that is the way you've put it, I couldn't have said it better, because insecurity is a big thing. And not only in relationships, even in business wise, even in our connections with family, with money. If you don't work on whatever insecurity you have, you will struggle with, you know, whatever it is that you are insecure of. Okay. All right. With your permission, you gave me this time and for you to come on this platform that we can talk about your waiting season. In our friendship, we are girls, right? And we met when we were still single. We had all those things going on, figuring out and all that. And you were the last person to get married
in the group.
Yeah. You were our best girl in our weddings.
Bridesmaid.
You were the bride of honor. And also having a career. You were also the last person who had things done in running in the career. You were there for us when we graduated, when others were promoted, cheering us up. And okay, how did you do it? Because I can really not relate as such, but I can really imagine how it is emotionally. I mean, we're all human beings. We want also to feel happy, to have people, to have our businesses, our career and all things. And I can imagine your mental health, your emotional well-being, you know, how did you manage?
It's something that I had to let me look for the English word.
Okay.
Because English is not always Englishy.
Yes.
I had to pull myself back.
Okay.
From going into a place of being jealous of my friends. So, Thingy got married first, and I was the best lady.
Yes.
I don't know if we're allowed to mention names.
Well, no. No, we can just go friend A, friend B.
Friend A got married first, and I was the best lady.
Yes.
In my mind at that point in time, I wasn't thinking about, all of that.
Yeah.
Friend 2 got married, and I was one of the bridesmaids.
Yes.
It was cool. Friend 3 got married. And then you got married.
Yeah.
So now I'm left alone.
Yeah.
That's when, for real, I started thinking, yeah, when will my time come? I am happy that my girls are, but I'm the last one.
Yeah.
And then worse, that was the season that I actually went through a terrible breakup. Where you actually think, we are going somewhere. And then the next thing, it's a breakup.
Yeah.
It was a bittersweet moment.
Okay.
But I then quickly realized that when you celebrate others, yours will come.
Wow.
I had to have that discipline, and I had to tell my heart that I am not the kind of person that's going to be jealous, because the window of being jealous is very narrow. It's like walking on thin ice, and then you find a second born ice skating on that thin ice, and ice skating on that thin ice. But knowing who you are and realizing that I never want to be this kind of person who is jealous of my friend.
Yeah.
I refuse. I will not. So mentally, I had to feed myself and sort of close that chapter for now of getting married.
Oh, wow.
I literally decided I'm going to close it, and I'm going to work on me.
Wow.
And I remember getting materials that made me realize, I want to be married. When I'm not ready,
you're not ready for marriage.
The reasons why these girls have crossed their bridges is because they have taken the time to clean themselves, to clean their house, to clean, certain things about your character.
Yeah.
So it then became a coin where I quickly flipped it over, because you cannot function, you cannot get into a marriage when you still have a crazy character.
Wow. Yeah.
Crazy in the sense that you can't even sit still to listen to the next person. So how are you going to listen to your husband when you're... How are you going to pay attention to certain behaviors about him that you can tell that he's not okay? So I started working on me. While I was in that whole, I think we call it I don't need a man stage. So at the time when I then met my husband, I didn't notice. And I remember you said, I want to hang out with you and your dude. I'm like, why? And you insisted, and be like, okay, fine. I have my friend, she wants us to go on a double date, blah, blah, blah. And we went to that joint in Thingy for a braai.
Yeah.
So we went for the braai, and you actually said, this guy is ready and prepared. But you're not. I said, I said, no, you're not. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh. I wasn't prepared in the sense that I was so focused on working on me. I thought he was a distraction. And yet I had graduated to a certain level. That's where God allowed him to come into my life. And then when I then put the defense down and everything down, we dated for less than 3 months. And the next thing, and we're counting 6 years together.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's a journey.
It is a journey, hey, and even listening to you saying all that, taking myself visually back. You know me, I visualize things.
Yeah.
I really could see you in your blue dress.
Oh yes, singing all the Taylor Swift
Oh,
songs.
yeah.
Heartbreak songs.
Heartbreak songs.
Yeah, and I let go of that.
And you know, there's one thing that I would commend you, that you never changed. And I think it's also what you said, that you took yourself, you know, backwards, and you said, you know, I do not want to be a jealous person.
Yeah.
And there's no one day that I felt like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even sideline you to like, you know, I can't be hanging out always with her when I'm also with my guy, because then I don't want, feel bad that she doesn't have a boyfriend and no perspective. And, you know, you even listened to me when I said, my guy, you are not ready. This guy can pop the question any minute, but no. And you took your time.
Yeah.
And you received those words.
Yeah.
And some people even take it from the wrong side to say that, you know, I am stopping you from getting married. And now it's your turn and all that. But I love that you took the time to look into yourself, to look into your flows and see what you need to change, what you need to do, and have to work for that future person that you are now, to say, I want to be someone's wife. So I also have to be this person myself in order for me to also be able to cater for the next person. Wow. Yeah. You know, I want to just say, girl, I'm proud of you. I am proud of you, because I really never felt you not supporting us. You stood by us. The wedding planning, after the wedding, even in marriage, you were still there and showing up for ourselves. And my next question is, have you ever asked yourself why? Why you being the last one? Have you ever questioned then yourself of, you know, why me? Why not me or the other girl?
To be honest, you do get to that stage where you question yourself, like, is there something wrong with me? Because that's where society takes us. That's where our minds take us. I remember, can you imagine somebody asking, like, going through that season, and you know, life doesn't stop happening. Other things also start stepping in. And this was at church.
Okay.
Where somebody asked me, is there something wrong with you?
Oh.
Others are getting their breakthroughs and you're not getting your breakthroughs.
Oh, wow.
It's that's throwing shade that is really painful. I think that's why people ask other people when they're like, when are you getting married? And we're like, when are you going to die?
Oh, yeah. You know,
It's because it's that painful. You do ask yourself, what is wrong with you? And being pushed there, your mind being pushed there, that there's something wrong with you if you are single. It hits hard. But in such moments, my mom said something to me, that being married, it's not a qualification for you to either get to heaven or not get to heaven.
Wow. Women of wisdom.
Women of wisdom. So take your time. And I got married, okay, now I have to say it. I got married at 34.
Yeah.
You know? And at that age, I am more mature. I've had the chance to look at me as an individual. I've had the chance to figure out what I want and don't want in marriage. I don't want a person who raises their voice on me. I don't. The ghetto in me ghettos out. So I don't want a person who, you know. So you'd also you even learn to communicate more. You know, when you're doing whatever you're doing, when you're finding yourself out. So, yes, you do ask yourself that question. But quickly, because your mental health matters more than anything.
Yeah, true.
When the time comes, he says in his word, that He makes all things beautiful.
Yeah.
And those are some of the things that I would then meditate on, like, mine is going to be beautiful.
And
Like,
it is
my
beautiful.
home is going to be
It
beautiful.
is beautiful.
With my dude, things are going to be beautiful. You know, with my kids, things are going to be beautiful. My home, it's going to be beautiful. It's not going to be a house. It's going to be a home. And you get statements like when my daughter asks me, "Mommy, can you be my best friend?" You know, it means something right was done for me.
Yeah.
For my child to ask me. The other day she says, "Mommy, but when I grow up, I want to be just like you."
Oh, wow.
I'm like, oh, I'm doing something
beautiful.
right.
Yes.
But it comes from a place of being healed. It comes from a place of finding yourself and your self-worth. And being single, don't despise it.
Yes.
Even the word of God says, do not despise the days of your beginnings.
Yeah.
Don't despise it. Work on you. Whatever comes, when you then attract the good things, you attract, because when you're full of dirt, you attract flies.
Ooh. Okay.
When you have a clean kitchen,
you don't have flies.
You don't have flies. So, sprucing yourself up. There was a book that I read in that season where it spoke about your aura, your demeanor, your whatever you have inside of you before a person even talks to you. It speaks first before you even open up your mouth. So a person is already turned off by that. You're rude. You are. Just yesterday I went to some thingy, university in Harare, and we are inquiring about a certain program with a friend of mine.
Okay.
And she wanted to understand, like, her program, what it will be like. And this lady, she's just utterly rude. Her demeanor and everything, and it wasn't welcoming. So how are you going to welcome Mr. Right?
Wow.
When you have that stingy atmosphere around you, and you know, so quickly get yourself back and be at a place where you work on yourself.
Wow. Quickly come back.
Quickly come back. And don't despise the days of being single. Learn from it. Serve God as much as you can.
You know, I loved how you also brought up the genuinity in being heartbroken in that season, because I think also we don't talk much about that time. We usually just talk about now, you know, happily married or achieved my goals. I did this, I graduated, got business, but we don't really much talk about that season to accept and acknowledge that it is a painful season. You ask yourselves questions. You ask even God questions. Something wrong with me? What did I do? And I love also how you said, you know, you have to work on yourself. And I'm a person who believes that even as a Christian girl, if God is teaching you a lesson, if you are not learning from that lesson, that teaching will continue to come until you get it right.
So you carry on being on the same
circle. Yes.
Yeah.
So, you know, yes, it's so painful. We get heartbroken. We get rejected. You know, you get disappointed. Someone wanted to marry you and then they did not. And now you have this person who carries the anger, the bitterness, the rejection, like how you've put it. If you keep the dirty inside, you attract the flies. And it's a good thing that we are also talking about it, so that at least people know that we know that these things that happen inside of you, but you don't have to breed on them. You don't have to keep on having that. You know, you have to change your mindset. You have to engage in things that will make you better. You go to the Word, you go to God, and it made you to be a better person that you are. And now you have birthed the woman in me. and you are a chef, it's your choice to not continue to pursue that, but you're also a chef.
Yeah.
And you are a makeup artist. I mean, you taught me how to do the makeup and all that.
Yeah.
And now these things are happening for you in this way.
Yeah.
How was also that time for you in terms of the career wise, in terms of the direction of you ticking your goals, you know, like what you wanted to do? How was that also for you to, you know, be celebrated last?
Yeah.
To have the time to go through the endurance of all that comes with that?
It's still something that I am ticking on the goals list. As you discover yourself, right? You then realize, I love cooking, you know, but my cooking is not so cooking.
Okay.
So what can I do to make myself better? And then I went to be a chef.
Okay.
Then I realized being a chef is very demanding. And I have children.
Okay.
Working full-time in the industry, you have to be, depending also on where you go to. If you go to a hotel, let's just say, you have to be there 4:35 in the morning so that people start having their breakfast at 6.
Okay.
And then you do your shift and whatnot. And then you have to make preps for the next thing and you are tired. But I also want to be a mother.
Okay.
But I also want to be, you know, with the makeup, it was a journey where I had to, you know, do for the sake of my own confidence, and actually discovered I actually like it.
Okay.
So it builds my confidence. It's a journey filled with decisions, right? And one of the decisions I had to make was, do I want to be a full-time chef and not spend time with my kids? And on my priority list, while in that period of being single, not spending time with my husband and my kids was not doing so well. So that's why I then decided to start a private business. In that business, I then actually realized I was happy, but I was not content.
Okay.
I discovered there's something that I can do that's more.
Okay.
And I had women around me that I would always feel she can do better.
Okay.
She can do better. But there's no word of encouragement for her. Or she can do better, but the negative words that she has been said too, she can't reach, you know. So I even just realized as we go on that I am meant to be more than just a wife. I love being a wife. I love being a mom. But there is more. And it kept on nudging. That's when I went to God and I was like, I'm happy. I cater for weddings and birthday parties and I see people happy, but it's not enough. Something in me was just, you know, and God started stirring things up to a certain direction. That's when I discovered you are not just married into a family for the sake of just being married.
Wow.
You have a purpose in that family. But you have to find the woman in you. So that sometimes you may not be really able to meet on an everyday thingy as a family. But your needs will serve a purpose.
Wow.
Your prayers will serve a purpose. Your good morning will serve a purpose. And not only that, you have to find the woman in you so that you be a of a greater service to the people around you. So that's how the woman in me, a woman of purpose, was birthed.
Wow.
And then from there, I then discovered God is now bringing all sorts of women towards me. The brokenhearted, the woman that's trying to find herself, the woman that's trying to discover who she is. And one of the things that that made sense was to sort of shift careers.
Okay.
Getting into counseling. And going to school for it, so that you know how to properly do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And not just certain, not just from the community, but to serve your the people around you even better. So on goals and stuff like that, you keep on discovering yourself. And the thing, when you are in your waiting period, there's certain things that you tell God that that I feel He just is waiting for you to say, just tell
me what you want.
I got you. So I asked God for a supportive husband. He's constantly saying, go for it. And when I went for it, that means certain dates have to be cut or certain things have to be changed and stuff like that. And he said to me the other day, this is what you are called to do.
Oh, wow.
You look so happy and you are so, tell God, I want that person who supports me. That sees the best in me and pushes me to be a better version of myself.
Yeah.
And certain things that I don't want to hear,
they tell you.
He tells me. He tells me. And because it's a journey, you actually then realize, I do that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Wow.
Or I underestimate myself. I'm sorry. I want to see my potential to the fullest.
Yeah.
I want to see it. So, yeah.
Wow. Just listening to you narrating your whole journey from discovering yourself, rediscovering again, saying this, let me try, maybe this is not working, maybe I need this. I know we often think that we don't have much time, so we want to do things earlier, quickly, you go to school, go to university, and get a job, do these things. But look at you. You found your purpose in your late 30s.
Yep.
And you are still going.
Yeah.
Like now you are in school, you are chasing the qualifications of what you desire. I respect that. When you say that, get that knowledge, the proper one of what you carry inside. What is your passion? Yes, so that it comes out exactly. So that it manifests. Because we don't just only manifest with the words that we say, but you back it up with the action of what you want to manifest.
Yeah.
So I'm just picking up a lesson to say, we may say we are running out of time, but really when that time comes, when you've learned that lesson, when you're starting to heal, when you are going through that journey, you will have a lot of things unfold and you will discover so many things you never thought you were going to and get that time to do it.
Yeah.
So I just want to appreciate you again and again for, painting this whole picture.
Yeah. You know what I discovered? If you don't know who you are, society will detect things over you.
Yeah.
Hollywood actors, I often just look at their profiles and look at women like Taraj, and she had her first breakthrough after doing so many other films, and then on Baby Boy, that's when she got her recognition, and they're like, you actually did that film, you there's that just one moment, but if you don't make an effort, it will not come. I look at actors like Tyler Perry. Oh, he tried and he tried and he tried. At some point, even Steve Harvey stayed in the car at some point. And then now we're all like, whoa, Medea.
Uncle Steve.
Stuff like that. I even look at close to home, our very own local actors and stuff like that. They're now being called to act tonight, now being called to act on Wakanda and whatnot. But it took years and years and years. somebody said to me, that's a process of refining.
Yeah.
That's process of redefining and redefining over and over again and redefining again and again until it's made perfect.
Yeah.
For this next chapter of your life. And when you get into that chapter, it's not 100% perfect.
Yeah.
You're again learning. And because I think life is a journey of constant learning.
Yeah. And I think when we accept that journey of learning, it becomes a lot easier even in our lives when we face those challenges, those obstacles.
Yeah.
We are able to go through with it, knowing that this is a journey.
Yeah.
I need to take and, go with the journey.
Yeah.
And I also love when you said, if you don't know yourself, where mindset comes about what people say, but also what do you say about yourself? What do you say about who you are?
Yeah.
Because I believe the inner work that you do will make it a much better difference. If people say things, then you have your backup inside of you. Be like, no, that is not me. That is not who I am, because I am this, I am that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that inner work is needed to be done. All right. This was such an interesting conversation. Maybe one or two things, lessons or, word of advice as a person who walked the journey on what you can even tell our viewers and listeners what to do when you're in that waiting season.
Funny enough, yesterday I wrote on Facebook some of the lessons and the moments that I've had, and I'm going to pick one or two from that.
Okay.
Pour into yourself as much as you can.
Okay.
Being married is not easy. You get into a family where people have different opinions of how Emrora should be, and at the same time you still want to be yourself.
Yeah.
So pour into yourself. Find yourself. Discover who you are, what you like and what you don't like. Find that part, and you'll be able to do anything and receive anything that comes your way. When you discover yourself, when you find yourself, protect that.
Wow.
Protect your mental state. Protect the way I'm so protective about my peace. If someone texts me and says something crazy, I just say it's okay. And I let it go and go back to a place where I enjoy my peace. My peace is so important.
Yeah.
Because if I am not at peace, if I don't protect my peace, I'm going to go crazy. And I will be that parent who constantly is shouting at the kids. Don't do that. And even certain things that kids are just naturally supposed to do.
Yeah.
They won't. Because they're so afraid that mama is going to do something or say something. So protect your peace. Your mental health. It matters.
It does.
And people will say things. They will judge you. But it's best they judge you and you protect your mental health.
Wow.
They can have whatever they want to have. Their opinion. It's only an opinion. It's not the end of the world. Protect your mental health.
Wow. I love that. People can have their opinion because it's theirs and it's not yours. And you have the ability and the overrule of your own peace. So you are able to, shift your mind to protect that and let people have their opinions because they are their own opinions. Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much, Lindiwe Makhanda, for sharing this journey with us. I'm happy that we have to enlighten about this issue of the waiting season. We have different aspects of things that we talked about today. And there's so much that I've also learned when you're also narrating the story that, okay, I have to be this person for myself because I also serve people around me. So I hope we get to be motivated, encouraged, and also to know that you are not alone in all these journeys. A lot of us have gone through it. Some people may not, but it's still an issue of us going through the journey so that we become better and to protect our mental health. So from me, Shannon, on Here We Talk, I will see you next week.